Hi YouTube, this is artist Marie Lowe back with another video. Now I know it's been a little while, but I've been working on some portraits and stuff, so I'm back with another video. I am really hot right now, but I've actually turned my fan off because our 5 minutes of summer in the UK is over. So I think I might put on a different top and get started. This is where it all begins, guys. Infinite possibilities. Until you mess up, put one line down and mash up the whole program. But anyway, I've basically put down some masking tape, but because I've found that recently, even though when I put it down on my lap twice and then put it down so it hasn't got as much stick, it still can rip off a little bit of the paper. So I basically put this on my leggings as much as possible until it kind of lost most of its stick. So I like to put on some duct tape. That sounded horrible. I like to put on some duct tape. It just makes me feel like the whole thing's a little bit more secure. I don't need it moving out of the way or, you know, ruffling. You know, paper can lift up. But I don't know if this is even. Let me see. I'm going too far. But yeah, infinite possibilities, guys. I'm about to make something happen. So basically what I've done is I've uploaded a picture that I've had on there for ages that I put on there for the curly hair videos. Now, I really wanted to do a line of videos with different curl patterns, but I found it hard to find different curl patterns and a large image size picture on Google. So what I did was just find my favourite ones. This is a beautiful young lady. I'm not going to draw the glasses and whatnot, but I definitely am going to draw her hair because it is on fleek. Her hair looks absolutely amazing. And if I zoom in, let's see now. You can actually see the definition of the curls, which is probably going to be a bit of a challenge, but I like a challenge. You will never grow as an artist if you don't try to do things that that challenge you. You're supposed to get it wrong so that you learn what not to do the next time. She's got absolutely beautiful hair. I always struggle with the little flyaway bits at the ends. You know, just the thin little hairs, but this one here, I'm really going to try and go in and get it perfect. But actually, let me take that back because I want to upload a video nice and quick for you guys. So I'm just going to throw it down the best way I can. I'm not going to draw her face because, again, I really want to upload for you guys and I've got a habit of going in. But what I will do is hopefully draw her face another time or whatnot. We'll see. Hopefully I get the measurements right when I do her hair. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by drawing her jawline and her chin, and let me just come out a little bit, because once I do that I can then put some black pastel all around here and I can feel more confident in getting the right shape for all of the hair. Now I've put the bit of paper landscape because let me pull this down. I've put this landscape for you guys because I was going to do it up the long way, portrait, like I don't know nothing. I was going to put it portrait, but I just thought, no, you know, landscape is better because her hair is quite wide. And you always have to think about how your image is going to fit on the bit of paper. I like to put things in the centre most of the time, depending on the image. Sometimes it just looks right on one side, but it's very rare that I do that. I like to put it central. So what I would do is look at her face, and her face is literally right in the middle. So I'm going to start drawing her jawline right in the middle. Now, I'm going to try and do this in real time or close to real time for you guys because I want you to see that, I mean, people see that I do drawings a lot and I outline and stuff and it's like, oh wow, that's amazing. But listen, artists, I think, beat ourselves up a lot, you know, like, even me, I mean, for years, I'm trying to freehand and it's like I was kind of hiding how long my freehanding would take me. I used to make time-lapse videos then with my DSLR camera. DSLR. It's been that long. I'm using the camcorder now. But I used to make videos with that. And then when it came to the outline, I kind of felt a little bit embarrassed about how long it was taking me to outline. But these were very, very detailed pictures. I mean, the brick wall one, things like that. I mean, but it would take me days and days, sometimes a week, for a really detailed portrait because I like things to be exact. Yeah, I mean, it helps when you grid, but at the end of the day, that I just grid to be sure of where things are. With a picture like this, I wouldn't grid because I would, once you've done the jawline, most of the image, you can still see the image, right? Most of the image is hair, as you can see. I'm not going to draw down under the shoulders. And then her face is kind of small in the middle, a little neckline and a shoulder there. So it's like, for me, drawing this would be a little bit more simple. Only the glasses complicate things. Now, drawing glasses, I will probably make a video about that. I'm still quite new to drawing glasses. I don't draw people with glasses often. But when I do, I pull it off. But it is still very difficult. I just want you guys to know that I struggle with a lot of things. You know, this is not just get the pencil out and, you know, cast a spell and it's done. Like, it's really hard work from the beginning to the end. And if anybody tells you, oh, please, you're good at art, you can do this, you can do that, tell them it's a lot more complicated than you might think, because I think artists are kind of, we're acknowledged in a sense where it's like, oh, wow, she can draw, he can draw, he's great at art, that's amazing. And it's always lovely for people to show the love and their fascination with it. But we're all fascinated really with the abilities of people that we don't have ourselves, you know. We always look on that and say, oh, wow, you know, like, that's amazing. But I don't think people really understand how long things take, how much we stress while we're doing it, how hard. My dad once said to me, Marie, what you do, excuse me, I've got a sore throat. What you do, Marie, is mental work. That's because I was saying to him, I'm so tired and I keep getting migraines. And I went to the opticians, I got some glasses, and I rarely wear them now because I only put them on when I need to if my eyes are pulling. But the hours that I spend drawing, the heartache, the sweat, the tears, everything that I put into each piece, it doesn't come easily. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I know there's a lot of young artists out there that are good at art, but they're still practicing with the outlining or the perspectives and stuff. And I just feel like I want you to know that you're probably at exactly where you need to be right now. Because me, if you actually see the way that I work, it really isn't just sit down and draw. Yeah, I've heard artists or people claim that artists can look at a picture and don't get me wrong, there was one young black guy that had, I think he was autistic, and they flew him over, I think it was America, somewhere in America, Washington DC or somewhere like that, and then he drew the whole of it. That's different. That is some genius stuff that I don't. That's just the miracle of the brain. But for me, I don't believe people that have gone to art school and stuff like that. I find it hard to believe that, as many people say, they can study an image for an hour and then draw it without looking back. I mean, if they can, then great. I'm proud of you. But me, honestly, I cannot do that. My eyes are like this constantly. Like, I actually need some bifocals because I need to look up and I need to look down. I wear my glasses like some old man at the end of my nose because my head needs to stay here so I can lift up my eyes. The migraines that I've gone through, the frustration, the grabbing. I don't like to throw away a portrait, but just, you know, when you're just at the end of your wit and you just pick up the paper, screw it up and give up. If that happens to you, start again. Grid it if you have to, but start again. And may I add to you as well, gridding doesn't make it easier for you, right? It's not about taking a shortcut. When you grid, you are still having to do the proportions. It might be inside the squares, but you're still working with the proportions. And I found after about 2 years of doing grids, I was so much better at freehanding. Now, that's just from my experience, but I believe that gridding and drawing that way really does help with you know, like your perspectives and whatnot. You're able to, I don't know why, it's like you're practicing so much with the gridding that somehow you're just able to freehand. Now, I use my eraser all the time. I am not shy to use the eraser. I was told when I was young, you know, a real artist shouldn't need an eraser. And I don't know what kind of artist they were talking about, but me, I'm artist Marie Lowe. Hi, nice to meet you, shake your hand. This is the way that I do things, yeah? So let me get on with this now because I basically just finished watching, what was it? I don't know what it was called, Def Jam, 25 Years of Def Jam, which I didn't know, Def Jam comedy. I didn't know that was on Netflix. But it was so amazing. I mean, we all grew up on Def Jam, so it was absolutely amazing. So I'm in a good mood. I'm a little bit annoyed now because obviously I don't know what else on Netflix can't really top that. But I suppose I might try and chat with you guys or whatnot while I'm drawing. But if I have had to speed up parts, just understand that it's just so that I can fit it all on YouTube. I might even do my videos in parts from now on. I'm not sure, but yeah, I just want to give you guys everything. I want to give you what it is that you want to see, and also, you know, give it to you my way. This is the way that I do things, and I don't care how anyone else does it. If anyone disagrees with the way I do it, go tell somebody else, because I ain't interested. Like, literally, each artist does things the way they do things, and you are the kind of artist that you become and that you want to be. That's the end of that. You know, they try and put you in boxes. The only box that I put myself in is I'm a penciled realism artist. Other than that, or a human printer. I used to say that a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna get started now, because my kids will be home soon and it will be time to cook and, you know, cuss them and whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna get started now. It will be a lot easier once I start with the pastel. I've got the pastel here. I'm just gonna basically throw down the pastel, because like I say, all her hair is black, and obviously the light is hitting the curls in certain ways and they're kind of highlighted, but I will use the eraser for that. I just love these large image size pictures. It's amazing. So I'm gonna get started now, guys. So I've changed my top now. I'm a little bit cooler. I've got a really squeaky chair, guys, so if I'm gonna speak to you in real time, you're just gonna have to deal with it. It's a bit annoying. I'm going to start, try and think now, that's about the width of her face, so I'm going to start about here. The hair comes about this much underneath the chin, so I want the hair to come down but not be right at the bottom of this, so I'm going to start about here. Let me see, about there. Does that feel right? Yes, it does. Right, I'm just going to roughly do this. I've already made a mistake. It was supposed to be at more of an angle, so I'm going to have to bring the chin down here. But that's okay. Okay, now if her ear is here, now remember, I'm not actually going to draw the ear, so I'm just getting an idea of where things are. My hairline kind of comes forward, there's some glasses there, I'm not drawing them. And over this side. Kind of this little part here, kind of almost in line with the chin. So okay. Now let's take the cheekbone from here. Take it in a bit. Here goes the eraser. Hold up. I need to just change this because it's finished. And my cat actually knocked over all of my, where are they? All of my pencils and stuff the other day. They're basically in like a box. And we've got a new cat and he's younger than our other cat. Called him Sketchy, of course. Art life. But I woke up one morning to him running out of my room in a panic. And I thought, what's he done? He had basically stood on the side of the box, which is on top of a speaker, so that it's, you know, the right height for me to reach over to while I'm drawing. And he'd knocked the whole thing upside down. So all my pencils, everything had fallen behind my desk, which kind of forced me to tidy up all of them since I've been meaning to for like about a year now. Yeah, so now they're all tidy, and I thought I didn't have any of these left, but I found some. Right, that would do. And let me erase this line here. That cat is nothing but trouble, you know. He jumps on my other cat, who's so humble, so sweet. Shady, his name is. He jumps on. Where's my pencil gone? Been half my life looking for pencils. Okay, that I've just put down, may I add. Yeah, this cat is trouble, but my other cat is so humble and he's older now. So this one is like jumping on his back and literally balancing, standing on his back and just winding him up in general, trying to fight him and just trying to hunt him from behind things. It's really cute, but it's also really annoying. I can see how my older cat is just like, please, this cat, why did they get him? But you know, they're learning to get on well. He's just settling in. But he drives me mad because he comes in my room and he just got an obsession with jumping. My other cat has never jumped on my art table, never even thought about it. But this new cat loves to jump up here. He slides down here, sometimes at the bottom of this table. When I'm getting ready doing my makeup and whatnot, I balance my iPad there. And he climbed up and was like climbing over the laptop and stuff, jumping up onto my windowsill, and I don't know. I was just sitting there. I think I was doing my makeup and I was looking at him like, this cat needs to like chill. And the cat slid down my table, knocked my iPad down, and then ran from me like I was the one that was doing something wrong. Anyway, he does drive me mad, but he is cute. So just taking some getting used to it. And my daughter was like, oh, Mum, he's mine. Like, I'll look after him. This is my oldest daughter who's going to be 18 this November. And it's now the 27th of September 2017. So she's going to be 18 this year. Very exciting. But yeah, Mum, please, like, come on, can I bring him home? Da, 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 da. I agreed. And since that day, she's just basically been at work. So I don't know what she was talking about. But I'm his mummy now. Yeah, because, boy, cat is for life, not just for Christmas or when you get home from work, however you want to put it. Sorry, Ty, but he's my cat. Oh, by the way, my daughter don't even watch my videos, she told me. She said she's watched a few of them, but she's not really, she'll do it when she gets around to it. Thanks for the support, babe girl. No, I think she's seen a lifetime of me drawing. She loves the process, but it's just like, Mum, that's your thing, do your thing, you know what I mean? So, right, let me stop talking about my kids. You can just tell them, Mum, we always go into talking about our kids. I'll cuss them, but I love them really. I'm always saying stuff about my kids. I always tell them they've got a big head and whatnot. It's just my sense of humour. I suppose you'll have to get used to that because, I don't know, some people must hear me and think, what is this woman like? I threaten them all the time, but I would never do the things that I'm saying. I just like to be like that. My mum was like that with me. Threaten me all the time, cuss me. It's all love. Right. Now, I'm trying to guess how high her hair is from there. It's going to go right up to the top. So I might... let me just figure this out. It's going to come down to about here, this hair. This side's going to be lower. That side, let me just do... And what I'm going to do now is scribble it because I need to get like a visual of whereabouts I'm going to with this. Because this lady's hair has got so much body and it's just so beautiful. Right. So I want to take that... Nope, I want to take that higher. What am I thinking? Now, I'm not shy with the eraser. I've done told you already. Don't be shy with your eraser. Do your thing. Do what you got to do. Yeah, we're good. I can go higher, but, like... I just want to make sure I get... Well, here, it doesn't really go to there. There's like a curl up there. So it's a bit lower. Afterwards, I'll draw the curl that's there. And I've got a Michael Jackson song in my head. You ever notice how you, like, literally the last song that you heard just goes round and round in my head? Like, if it's an annoying song and I hear it, oh, you just know. But at least it's an MJ tune. By the way, guys, big Michael Jackson fan. Like, I'm not comfortable if anyone has anything negative said about Michael Jackson. In my mind, he's my Michael Jackson. So I'm just going to leave that there. One of the most talented people the world has seen. And I was lucky enough to grow up in that era. And have an amazing uncle who could dance just like him. So I was blessed. But my little girl is a Michael Jackson fan too. How? I don't know. She was about 6 months old when he died. So, I don't know. It's just in those genes. Good taste, you know? Right. This side kind of is a bit frizzy here. Maybe that's what's giving the illusion that it's more rounded, because it really doesn't dip in too far. And I'm worried that I might be going in too far. Let me just see. Length of the hair to the length of that. That's how I kind of measure it with my eyes. I hope you guys can hear me all right. I forget sometimes I need to raise my voice a little bit. I've actually got a sore throat right now, so I'm not about to lose my voice, because then I won't be able to make any videos. But, oh. What I am going to do is get my hands on a decent microphone at some point soon, and hopefully get it all set up. Right, okay, let me just do that from there. Hopefully I'm about to get it all set up and it'll work nicely, and the sound will be on point. Then I can do like voiceovers and stuff as well, which I would love to do. Especially when I have to speed up sections and stuff. I still want to explain and talk about what I'm doing, and I really do want to teach you guys. I want to show you as much as you want to know, but it's just difficult. Between the time it takes me to draw these portraits, and then on top of that, how long my laptop, it just keeps shutting down when I'm trying to edit and upload and whatnot. So trying to squeeze all that footage down, it gets frustrating, you know. So I'm doing the best I can at the moment, but you know, I will learn as I go. But the aim is to teach you guys as much as possible and to give you what you want to see, really. Right, I think that will do. How does it look to you guys? Can you even see it? Yeah, you can see it. Now, I think that's all right. It's a good starter. I'll start in place, should I say. I'm going to now go in with my black soft pastel. I don't know what brand it is because I've covered it up now, but I'm going to basically, as you've probably seen before if you've watched any of my other curly hair videos, let me just pull the screen down. That's better. I tend to use this a lot when I'm doing a large area black, and I find that it lifts really well. I did have somebody message me under a video once and say that they're using black pastel, but they're finding it very, very hard to erase. Now, it doesn't erase completely, but as far as I know, well, for me, I mean, you're going to watch now and see, but for me, it erases enough. Because usually when you're erasing, I mean, if there are some very blunt white lines, I would suggest that you leave those areas blunt white from the beginning. Maybe not with the soft pastel, but you can go close to it like this and then leave that part bare and use maybe one of these pencils, Conte or Conte de Paris or something. It's on one of my other videos, my black pencils video. So I should really know the names of these things, but I don't order them often. You know, that's the good thing about this art life is, you know, even though you do have to spend quite a lot of money on tools, you kind of spend it in one go and that will last a year or 6 months or whatever. And then you just top up on a few of the other things. So, paper, yep, kind of expensive, but for the amount of time, the amount of portraits you can get out of it, in the long run, it's not expensive. So, you know, I find it like a huge benefit, but there's still things that I need to get or try out. I'm not very experimental. If something works for me, I'll stick with it. Right, here we go. I'm coming close to the face now. I want to really be careful with that. I'm going to actually use the pencil in a minute, and I'm going to darken that line there so that that's solid, because that's where her jawline is. Up here is a bit darker, so I'm going to add a bit more pressure. This stuff really does make a mess, so have a hoover handy if you have one. If not, maybe put something down on the floor and just kind of blow it down. I don't know. But I find that, someone told me recently a hoover is actually a vacuum cleaner, which obviously I knew the word vacuum cleaner. But hoover is actually the brand. That's my friend's mum Sandra with her facts. So I've always said hoover. You know, vacuum cleaner just sounds like, oh, where's the vacuum cleaner, my darling? It's a bit posh, you know. and I don't really do posh. But yes, you need a vacuum cleaner handy, darlings. By the way, shout out to all my American viewers. You guys make up the largest percentage of my viewers, which I kind of felt like a huge respect for you guys. I was looking at my face, I'm like, all this time it's just USA, USA, until I realised the size of England compared to the US, and I was like, well, you guys are kind of winning just because, like, you know, there's a whole lot. You lot are a big gang, put it that way. But big respect for you guys watching. I've got family over there, and my cousin Nicole and her daughter. I think it's Idenai. I call you Idenai, my darling. Tell me if it's wrong, please. I've never met her daughter. I last saw my cousin Nicole when I was 9. I went to Florida to stay with my auntie Gloria, who recently passed, and I'm lucky that I got to meet her, really, and we stayed with her at her house and had a big family get together. It was amazing. So but me and my cousin Nicola, she was 12 then, I was 9. Well, me and my twin were 9, and you know, we all kind of bonded. You know, my dad actually offered to bring her over to UK, which she reminded me of when she got in touch recently, but yeah, I'd forgotten about that. But we just got on so well, and he thought maybe if she came over for a while, she would enjoy it. But at the time, I think she's so close with her mum, and she was very young. She said no, but you see how many years have gone by since then? It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I've always thought about her, though. I couldn't find her on Facebook when I was on Facebook. By the way, guys, I'm not on Facebook. I'm mostly on Snapchat. I do upload Snapchats every day. Well, I try to every day. But at the end of the day, whenever I'm creating art, I most definitely, unless it's a private portrait, I most definitely post stages. So if you are on Snapchat and you enjoy art, please do add Artist Marie Lowe. It might come up as Riri, but I'm sure it's Artist Marie Lowe. If you go over to my Instagram, which is Artist Marie Lowe also, I've got a larger body of my work going back to like 2012. Actually, there's some work on there from like 2011 and whatnot. But you can go over and have a look at that. And also I've got my Snapchat screenshot on there, so you can just add me from there if you want to. That reminds me, I should upload a quick Snapchat right about now. Let's see now. I like to do it from an angle. Let me see. I just got a phone call from my kids. They'll soon be home. Okay, not too much of an angle, Marie. Okay. And back to work. Right, now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do this side, and you'll notice that whenever I'm working, I usually start from this side. Like I'll start with the left eye, and then I'll do the right eye, and then I do the nose and the lips, and then I start shading the forehead, then I do that cheek. I always do anything on that side before I do that side. That's because I'm right-handed, and I don't want to smudge the things here. I will, after I've added some here, I'm going to get a sheet of paper and lay it across to stop me from smudging. You can't really help some smudging when it comes to pastel, but you know, you can try your best, put it that way. Let me just refill this. Does it need refilling? Kind of. I'll just use what it's got left. I'll just sharpen it for now. If you don't know from before, I basically sellotaped some sandpaper, fine sandpaper to the side of my desk. I don't know why I didn't do this side, but I basically rub the eraser on the top and it shaves it down. So sandpaper, I always have it handy. I used to buy these silly little things, but these lift up and whatnot, but it's okay to just rub it like that. But you know, as you grow in art, you start to use shortcuts. I just got some sandpaper and just stuck it to my table. So I'm going to use an earbud now. I've actually got one here now. Has that got a pencil? No. It's got black pastel on it. So I'm actually going to go with this. It hasn't got much, as you can see. So I'm going to go with this now. I'm going to put my hand like this so that I don't touch the paper yet. And I'm going to go and get some paper from downstairs. I did go downstairs to get everything I needed, but I forgot everything that I needed once I went down there. Okay. Now it's coming off so light, and I really want it to be darker than this, but you do that in stages, guys. Just take your time, you know, and as you rub it, you'll see that a lot of the dust just moves around. Don't be afraid to grab the dust and push it in. Use it, you know, use as much as you need. Keep pushing it around and pushing it down to rub it into the paper. Sometimes it has this kind of feel that can be a little bit, you know, like when someone's putting their nails down a chalkboard. Not that bad, but close. It can be feel a bit weird sometimes. But just put up with it, guys. It's worth it in the end. Right, now there are some parts that are, basically after I've done all this, I'm going to then show how I just draw the curls around the outside. That will show a few of the gaps that there are, because obviously curly hair, it can be unruly hair, and that's the beauty of it. It goes whichever way it wants to go, and so there's going to be gaps here and there. Reminds me I actually need to wash my hair. I want to do a treatment on it. We call it protein treatment. Shout out to Chev, my friend, who is a hairdresser / makeup artist, and she's like my best friend. Well, she put me onto protein treatments from years ago, but I got one from Pax Online. I think that's where I get my black hair products, and this stuff is amazing. It says it's for salon use only, but sure, I know what I'm doing. I need to dye my roots. I need to get my hair done. Actually, I have to go and have a little night in with my friend. That'll be fun. Right. My biceps are aching. Just be like going down the gym sometimes, guys. People take this artwork for nothing. They think it's easy. You know, it's not easy. You should see the size of my arm. My biceps are... No, they're not really. Honestly, I'm not trying to be funny, guys. I do tend to make myself laugh a lot. It's just... life is a blessing. Must enjoy it. Right. Keep pushing it in. See, I'm just maneuvering it, moving it around, pushing it in. Oh, hold on. There's somebody at the door. There's probably no need for me to point this out, but I'm going to let you know anyway. This is about 3-4 hours later than what you've just watched seconds before this. I was basically busy dealing with family, kiddies, life, and I went to the shop and I've just waxed off some hot Cheetos. So I'm going to get started on this again, even though I probably didn't need to say nothing. I've even watched a bit of YouTube, so here I go. Look at the state of this. This is all my fault, basically. When I was on the phone, I had this and it was kind of balanced like that, and it just rolled down and just made a mess. But luckily it rolled over the part that I'm going to do later on, so that's fine. I'm going to use the eraser and just rub out some of these lines. But as you can see, the pastel, like I said before, doesn't rub out all the way, and that's just a little bit of a dust. So imagine when I'm going to be rubbing out the actual part that I've massaged into the actual paper. So pastel doesn't always come out. My little trick, I mean, I use this all the time. I don't really go over anything. I just move it and then blow. The little bit should disappear. It's just sometimes you've got to lift them up to make them move. But anyway, right now, what I'm going to do is really I need to darken certain areas. Let me carry on with this. I might speed this part up just because it's a process of adding, taking away, adding, taking away. So I'm just going to keep, I've got to shape this further down here. I know that. Because her glasses actually come here and then she's got another glass there. And whatnot. But like I said, I'm going to resist doing her face, even though I just know this would look amazing. But it's all about the hair, guys. So I actually don't know if I'll do the face at a later stage, because I really did just throw this together really quick. And I don't know at this point if all the measurements are right to do the eyes and everything. But it would look amazing drawn. It's a lovely photograph taken with a pretty good camera, as you can see, good lighting. I do love like a large image size photograph so you can zoom right in. I'm all about that detail. One thing is quite frustrating when you do commission portraits. The most frustrating thing for me is getting the right photo, because the portrait that you draw is copying the reference picture. So for me, I try to draw exactly what I see, and if the picture is blurry or whatnot, when I zoom in, you just can't see the details in the eye and the eyelid and eye lip. So it's just frustrating, because I know that the portrait doesn't come out as detailed as a person would expect, because they see some of my work and they think it's going to be really detailed, and I don't know. I always wonder, are they going to be disappointed? But I do let everybody know I can only draw what I see. I do touch up little bits, you know, add a little eyelid and whatnot, lip, not a little bit where you put the eyeliner. I'll add that, but like I say, the realism comes from drawing exactly what you see. Now, what should I actually do here? Well, first of all, I can rub this out. Where does this even come from? That was from me when I just pulled the Hoover. This is actually like really upsetting me now, because this really shouldn't be looking like this, but you know, it's for a tutorial. But I still like to hang them up, you know, I still like to keep them. I like them to be perfect. But it is what it is now. Accept it, Marie. Accept it. Okay. I really want to put her hair down more. Now I'm actually looking at the image and really trying to get it perfect, because I know afterwards I have to add the curls on the outside and where the gaps are and stuff. So yeah, we're getting there. Thing with this art thing, it's slow, but it's you know, you're on your mission. And there's a thing where you kind of see what stage you're at. I love when I get kind of halfway. That's when I start getting a bit excited about the piece, because I can really imagine what it might look like at the end. I suppose it's different with each piece that I do, but here we go. I'm going to add some black pencil now. I really do need a sheet of paper, but I can't go downstairs and get it. Let me just get the outline of her face. Up here is very dark. It's kind of the shadowed area. See, now I use the pastel. It's not to draw, if you know what I mean. It's just to lay down a base. I find that this way is kind of the easiest way and the quickest way. It's really these pencils that I use to add all the detail, but the eraser is the most important part. And I suppose when I put this pencil down, I add more pressure and that will be harder to erase. So in a minute, I'm going to show you. I just basically put down a pastel so I can start to erase the definition of the curls, the highlight. And then after that, you add the darkest areas in between and sharpen up the pattern of the erased parts for the curls. And it starts to come together that way. I used to find drawing curly hair a huge challenge, and it would take me a very long time. And in the end, each curl would be exactly as I see it. But as you can imagine, it takes quite a long time to draw each curl as it looks. But this way, to me, is just foolproof. It's really enjoyable to do. You're just playing around with it. You're adding, you're taking away. I enjoy it. I do. Just basically now add in the darkest areas. So I know down here, from where her cheekbone is here, it's darker there. Some curls coming up here. It's still quite dark here, but it gets a bit lighter, little light bits. I'm going to add this one dark area here, kind of goes across. Probably shouldn't be doing that yet, but I just had to. Okay, that will do. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to zoom in on the photo, obviously, and I'm going to use both erasers. I don't know if I'm going to need the wide one as much, but I'm going to try it. Let me zoom in here. Okay. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to start at the top there. Let me just blend these a little bit. So now I've got this shape eraser. It's kind of to a little bit of a point. I've used both sides, so it's turned into a bit of a point, like an arrow. But I'm going to use it. I'm just basically getting the rough idea. Now each curl kind of looks like a couple of lines, like just little lines. But as you can see, I'm doing it really, really carefully. There's another curl bit here. There's two little bits here. That one's a little bit, kind of goes up a little bit there. Looks like there's a bend in the middle, so I've got to try and get the bend. And that one goes like that. And now they're starting to curve round slightly. Now you can see this is getting a little bit too thick. So let's jump in with this bad boy. Do you know, I think sometimes it's hard to motivate myself, if I'm honest. Sometimes it really does feel like a chore drawing, but I don't like that because I know how much I really enjoy it. So sometimes, you know, when I'm trying to meet deadlines, and it's frustrating, but I never want to forget the joy that art brings me. I mean, it takes me to a different place, no matter what your problems are, what's going on in your mind. Even though you obviously can think a lot while you're working, once you get into that zone, I think after maybe 2 hours of drawing, I get into this zone where I'm just somewhere else. Like my brain, I'm concentrating so much that I can't really think about anything else, and I love that. So I've always said that art for me is kind of like it's like cheap therapy, you know, or therapy where I get paid, you know, but it really is something that I love to do, and I've always loved to do. And I do feel quite blessed to be able to do it. But unfortunately, I'm not sure if art, well, not art, but I mean artists in general. I've seen so many amazing artists on Instagram and just online in general, and some of the work that they create, many of the people on Instagram, I've watched them grow, and I've watched them, you know, master their skill, and it's just amazing to see. And also it makes you feel like, okay, I'm not the only one, because when I was a kid, I don't know, it just seemed like I was the only, everyone liked to draw, but like I just had this obsession, and I didn't draw all the time, but if I saw anyone drawing, I would just be obsessed. I had to watch it. I remember my neighbour when I was a kid, I think his name was Mark. I actually know what his name is. I'm just not trying to bait him up. Put his name out there. But yeah, he lived across the road from me, and we used to go to some of their parties, like, you know, neighbours. My mum got on with them, and I remember just seeing some of his artwork, and he really was amazing at drawing. And I just used to, it was like a dream. You know, like some people wish they could sing like Beyonce. Well, I just wished I could draw things and make them look realistic. and it was like an obsession. But you know, when you're a kid, you just think, wow, and you move on to something else. But now, I genuinely think it's something that I was kind of born to do. No, it's frustrating though, because I don't know, people give me a bit of a funny look when they ask me what do I do, and I say, oh, I'm an artist. It's like, oh, okay. And it's like, oh, it goes with that old starving artist thing, doesn't it? But, you know, being an artist, I'm very proud of it. I've learned to be very proud. You know, I felt like I was wasting time at first, but no, this is definitely what I'm meant to be doing. Now that looks like absolutely nothing right now, and I'm already getting a bit frustrated. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the curls on top. I shouldn't have cut them out there. I'm going to add them on top, I think. That's right the way it is, but I think I'm just going to concentrate on this part of the hair for now. But the hair is the width of her face, is that right? Yeah, it is about right. I think I might need to make it a bit wider after, but we'll see. Okay, let's see how far down that goes. Okay. There's a lighter area there. Let's get to sharpening these again. Just rubbing them on that sandpaper. Let's get that one nice and flat. And this one nice and flat. This one's going to run out soon, so let me go in again. How's it look so far? Okay. I should speed this part up, but I'm actually not going to. I'm really not going to, because I know a lot of you want to see this in real time. I actually feel like I should just upload it bit by bit, just for now, because my computer's playing up, and it would just be easier to upload bit by bit. And I suppose it's nothing for you guys to just click on it and then watch the next part, so although it is frustrating, but we've all got to start somewhere. I've got a lot to learn about editing and stuff, but it's hard because I spend so much time drawing, really. So the editing part, by the time it's drawn, I can't wait to get it up, and then when the computer starts playing up, it's just frustrating. So you know, I just, in the end, it's like, get it together, get it on the computer, get it saved, and get it out to you guys, because I know you want to see it. Especially as I post on my Snapchat and stuff while I'm drawing them, you know. But can only improve. Right. This is becoming quite hard to do. that comes into this part. Right, gotcha. That bit's quite lighter. This is a bit weird for me, drawing in silence. I'm used to watching stuff, documentaries or movies or even comedies when I'm drawing. But that's fine. I can chat to you guys. Oh. I spend a lot of time blowing on the paper. I don't like any extra parts being there, any extra bits, because it's only going to smudge and cause problems. I just like to blow it out of the way. I'm not worried about it. Sharpen that again. Didn't do a great job there, Marie. But that's not important. It's just to get a guideline. You can see how slow I work, guys. This is why everything has to be sped up so much. I'm just going to rub out these lines here. Look at that. Looks better already. And up there can stay as it is. Now, back to those curls up there. Now, I think this is going to need to get bigger, but we'll see as I go. Now here, and erase here. Yeah, so thanks, Shaquille, for following me. Hopefully the internet will be okay once it's all sorted out. But in the meantime, I need to be able to upload my videos. So let's have a look now. Across here, is it in line? It's in line with kind of above there, so I'm going to start up here. There's quite a gap here, so I'm going to start up here. It's frustrating because I can see that needs to be bigger, but I'll get around to that after. Let's lighten that part. I'm trying to avoid speeding things up, guys. I'm so used to speeding things up now, and I always want to keep it at real speed, but I just think, you know, things take so long. But I'm happy to do it in real speed for now. But I'm thinking it's going to take longer to upload. But as long as I can get it to upload, it's all good. And I can just chat to you as I'm doing it, because this part is quite simple. You've got to trust yourself. I mean, you can see I'm not going in with too much detail here. I'm just really roughing it. Pardon me. Like I say, guys, we just add and we take away, we add and we take away. There's no such thing as a real big mistake here, because once you've laid down that black pastel, you know, it's kind of just erase. You can always go over it with more pastel and start again. So be free with it. Be confident with it, you know, and don't expect it to be perfect straight away. As you can see, this is not perfect, but for now, it's supposed to look like this. You know, it will only get better, guys. Some rough lines. I'm not going to be exact. I can see a line here. That one kind of goes here. And then there's some coming out of that one here. So I'm going to turn it like that. It doesn't actually go into this, but, you know, curly hair is it's unruly. You know, it does what it wants, and you just have to go along with what it's doing. You know, that's the beauty of curly hair. So let's just go with it. Now over here, there's not exactly a pattern. It starts to get a bit more confusing. So I'm going to be a bit more free. I can just see the lighter bits there. There's one lighter part here. And there's two lines. Lighter one there. I'll be going over these to make them clearer and more dominant after. I'm just so tired now. I've just been on hold for basically 3 days, and I couldn't record while I was on hold because they were playing this music, and I couldn't watch a YouTube video because it was buffering. And just as usual, as soon as they answered the phone, it started working, but you know, that's always the way. Okay, I can see one bit coming here.